Welcome and thank you for watching. This is Afro Revolt, a channel that always try to bring you whatever is trending across the globe. Now today we want to have this video of Minister Louis Farrakhan. This is a great American black who has always stood with the plights of the black people, and he always tries to highlight issues that affect the black with the urge to reaching a consensus with the whites and creating an equal society where people are respected and there is just treatment without discrimination. Now, Louis Farrakhan is a leader of the Islam nation which fights for the equality of the blacks amongst the whites. So let's watch this and have a reaction to it in the end.
White folk are rich and powerful, the rich and powerful, because black folk worked for 310 years as chattel slaves and got not one day's pay. I could call out the rich and the powerful whose riches have been gotten on our backs.
That's right.
But I'll save that for another time. The point is, the present generation of whites did not do this. But the present generation of whites are in their privileged position because of what a former generation of whites have done. Now the question is, a black agenda should be put before them, because if they don't accept the responsibility to clean up this problem,
Yes.
you don't have a lot of time to wait 40 more years for a benevolent white president or a benevolent black president. That day is over. America is facing the judgment of God as we sit around this table. Look at the weather. Look at the world turning down on her. America is bankrupt. $13 trillion in debt. And if you figure Medicare and Medicaid, she's over $60 trillion in debt. She can never pay it. That's why she voted for $650 billion in armament, because she can't pay the debt. But she can bully those whom she is in debt to with fear over her military prowess. I'm here to tell you she's losing there too. Now I close. Our people need repair.
Yes.
We need repair from 310 years of chattel slavery, where black men were forced to be studs, to make black women pregnant, to make more slaves for the slave master. And that same unhealthy attitude of misusing our women and making babies that we have no desire to take care of is still with us. Willie Lynch, who gave the ways that we could keep being divided so that they could rule us for 1,000 years, that sickness is still with us. Yes, we got a black president, but brother said it was confusion. He confused the issue. But really, he never wants to lose the white vote. So if he loses the white vote, he don't care that you voted for him.
That's right.
But if he loses the white vote, he feels he will lose. Dear brother, if you're watching, out of love,
Out of love.
There it is. That's right.
you won't lose the white vote of those whites that really understand this problem and know that this problem needs to be solved, and we can't keep relegating it to generation after generation because a few of us got a little money, a few of us got positions, a few of us have wealth, while the masses of our people are going steadily down. No one man can rise above the condition of his people.
Amen.
So President Obama, this august body of brothers and sisters that really love you want you to use your bully pulpit, but then after you do that, then what about us? See, brother said responsibility. Is it that we should let them take responsibility to do for us, or should we pool the knowledge that's at the table, the power that's in our community, the wealth that's in our community to change the harsh reality of black life in America? He can create an atmosphere.
That's what it is.
But we have to do the job of fulfilling the black agenda. Thank you very much.
If you watch keenly this video that Louis Farrakhan passionately speaks about the plights of black Americans, you will see that this is a person who knows the history of the blacks, and he understands what the blacks have undergone since time immemorial, when slaves or there was forced labor in America. Americans really frustrated the blacks and treated them as lesser human beings. Some were even called monkeys. So Louis comes out as someone who needs change in America, and just as he always say or connects himself to Malcolm X, the likes of Martin Luther King Jr., who fought for the liberation of America and creation of a space that nurtures equality and equal space for everyone. So Louis comes out boldly to make us understand that America has to value the blacks, and America has to see that humans are equal and humans must be given same space, and there should be no discrimination or rather segregation based on skin color. So Africans are waking up, and from such kinds of arguments we see that Africa has to make a step forward. How do we make a step forward in realizing our value as the blacks? Because for many times we haven't achieved or seen that value in us. So Farrakhan tries to tell us that even though we have suffered enough, this is coming to an end, and the whites must know that they are not superior beings. They aren't much better in the eyes of the Lord as they always see themselves. Even in Africa currently, the kind of changes that was seen in the Western countries are currently taking place in Africa, and Africans are waking up. For instance, you saw how Kenyans stood up against rogue leadership and their president, who is termed to be a darling of Americans. You saw how President William Ruto of Kenya went to South Africa, and the kind of reception he got tells you that this is a bait that he has been put, and the Americans want to milk Kenyans and rip them of their dignity. And you saw that in the finance bill that the parliamentarians forced on the throats of Kenyans, which brought a great uproar in the country, and the parliament was banned. So Africans are standing up for their rights. Africans are seeing the value of being also recognized as people, because even the innovations are currently being done in Africa. Industries are coming up. Technologically, Africa is rising, and the population is the poverty index is also reducing. So we have to change the thoughts of the blacks. They should not see that they are lesser beings, or they should not feel inferior amongst the whites. God created this humanity to be equal. human race has to nurture that, and that is what Farrakhan is telling us. So future generation, our kids, they have to be told that you are equal and no one should be or should feel inferior in front of any human being, because that is what God preempted. So I want us to look at what is your view in this kind of video, because Farrakhan has opened our eye. As I always say it, Africa is rising, and Africa has to rise beyond oppression and racial segregation. So let's see your comments in the comment section. Tell us what you feel about the rise of Africa and where Africa will be in the near future. And also, for us to continue having a great engagement, we urge you to subscribe to this channel so as to bring more videos that are of concern in this globe. So also do not forget to like and share this video. Thank you, and may God bless you.